for the school report. Today we welcome Lori Frerk to the studio, the superintendent of the Arcadia School District, brought to you by Poppy Bus Service. The school report starts right now.
Well, we are having a coffee party in the studio this morning. Boy, oh boy, I got Lori Frerk with me, Carmen, Lee, and Erin Moreno. I told you I'd get it wrong. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, though. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Good morning. Yeah, I couldn't come alone. That's for sure.
Yep, you warned me too. You did forewarn me.
Yes,
so.
I did. Yeah, didn't forewarn you about the weather, but at least on this side we're good.
Yeah, and so. I didn't do a good job of forewarning people either because it's not what I said it was going to be.
Blair Taylor got hit a little bit harder than us, so they're on a 2-hour delay.
Yep.
So
yeah, no one called me this morning, so I'm sad about that, but that's okay.
We're good.
So what do you guys want to talk about today? We got 3 of you in here.
Yeah, I know. So in particular, we're coming around and looking at things, but we're going to want to talk a little bit about our VIA program that we have going at Arcadia Schools.
Okay.
And so I bring the heads of state for that area because they know more about it than I do. They've helped begin it and have kind of transitioned it now. So we'll give them the floor for a bit.
All right.
Sure. Yeah. So we are in our 4th year with our VIA dual language program. And basically what it is, it's an opportunity for us to provide opportunity for students to learn both English and Spanish right in our elementary school building. So we are super excited about it. And we currently have our application open right now for our 5th cohort of students. And we take around 22 students a year that get to be in the program. And it's been a journey for sure. We've been learning a lot. And yeah, it's really great. And it's an opportunity for all students to really just grow in their bilingualism.
Yeah. And what grades do you start with that?
Yeah, so right now we start at the kindergarten level.
Okay.
And so kindergarten, and then we have a section in 1st grade, 2nd, 3rd, and then next year we'll have a 4th grade as well.
Okay, wow. Well, they say if you're going to learn another language while you're learning your language, it's the best time to do it because kids are their brains just work differently. They're so, what do you call it, malleable. There we go, that's the word.
Absolutely. Like little sponges.
Like little sponges. So.
Yeah, but it will continue into the middle school and high school as we go forward.
And it's a pretty cool thing because the students that are speaking, they're learning in Spanish and they're learning in English, but then they have time to also process and think about language, how it works and interchanges with each other. And that's where the magic happens, is that translanguaging, as we call it in the field, and kind of that interchange of language is really the big piece versus just learning Spanish or just learning English. It's that intermixed time.
Right. And as people apply to that, we make sure that we have a mixture in each cohort as they start. So some people think, well, maybe you just only have like our Latino kids. No, we have our regular speakers, we have our non-speakers, we have...
Yep, and our goal is to have a third of each type of student. So we want a third of students that speak English in their house, a third that speak Spanish, and then a third that speak a mixture. Maybe they speak both languages. For example, like in my household, my daughter is in the 3rd grade program, and then we speak both languages at home. So that's where we want that mix as well.
Well, that's great. And when you're pairing kids kids who speak Spanish and kids who speak English, they can get together and practice with each other. So I think that really helps it move forward because it'll give them more of a sense of pride that I can now speak my friend's language.
100%. You hit it on the head. It is that modeling of language and learning from each other. That's really where we see the growth and pushing forward.
Yeah, that is such a
But you do
thing.
see more growth beyond that because now we're seeing growth in both their reading scores in both English and Spanish for all of the kids that are in that program. So they're actually accelerating in their learning process.
Oh, that's great.
And then Lori mentioned too that we have this at the elementary level, and that we will continue through middle school. But we also have dual language offerings at our high school currently. So we are one of 33 school districts in the state that offer the seal of biliteracy for our high school students, which is fantastic. Again, it's just a award or a recognition to say yes, you are proficient in 2 languages. So we have both ends already figured out and are working together, and we'll meet in the middle. So.
Which is a huge advantage to students that have that seal of biliteracy, because when they actually apply for any job, then they automatically can just give that a piece there. I'm used to, hiring people and they say they're bilingual, but we used to test them.
Yep.
You don't have to do that when they have the seal of biliteracy because they're automatically given that grant, that certification.
Already been tested, right?
They've already been tested. They're there, so they don't have to go through any of that. So they have a step up when it comes to careers.
Yeah, it's an extra thing to put on that resume for people that, could be that extra foot in the door for people.
100%.
Yeah, we already have 23 students who have earned the seal over the past few years, and we actually have 7 who have applied for this year, and it looks like they will, based on all the testing, and that they will also receive the seal. So that number will go up.
Oh, wow. That is cool. That is really cool. I'm glad that you guys, and I can't believe there's so few schools that are doing that in Wisconsin. Is it just because we have more Spanish-speaking people here in Arcadia, or?
I believe that's probably part of why it started. However, it becomes more of a challenge to find the bilingual teacher.
Oh.
And we have very strong teachers that have pushed for recognizing students and their abilities and really pushed for having that as part of our program. And I think that's really where it kind of came down to is that piece. Yeah. Really strong programming.
Yeah, it's hard enough to find just teachers in every one of the subject areas. Again, we talked a little bit before. How do you find a tech ed teacher when they're really not out there? They're out in the building trades and all those pieces. Same thing here. You're gonna reach out. We need a bilingual teacher to teach a VIA course. Well, how many applicants do you think we end up with? We don't end up with a lot.
Okay.
So that's sometimes where we actually are even researching how do we get an H-1B visa for individuals that are coming from out of country and then using that support if that's necessary.
Yep.
But we go diligently through everything that we need. And that's a support mechanism. But I can say that just at first seeing the kindergartners, there's some frustration for, just English speakers as they go through, but they battle through that. And it's amazing how right now at the middle part of the year, how much of a transition it is for those kids and how much they're celebrating that they're learning that language as well as the English.
Yeah. And it's good for the brain, makes new neurons.
100%.
Big, huge for that. So
Yeah. Wow, that is so cool. I did not know that. You guys floored me this morning. That's really awesome.
Well, when you think about it, I would have loved to have that for my own kids. When my own kids were coming through, I would have loved it for myself. I'm not a linguistic person. I'm a math person, but it would have been very helpful to have that type of the synapses opening in the mind as going forward.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a great strategy for preparing our kids for the global world. So, it totally fits within our mission and our vision to truly get kids to be globally ready.
Yep.
And so one way to do it.
Yeah. So anybody out there that would love to have their kindergartner into this, applications are open and we're looking for that.
Onto the website, there's a link there.
Okay.
Deadline is due on March 16th, and then we'll have our lottery the following day to kind of choose the cohort. And also, if you are bilingual and you want to join our staff, we would love that as well. So
awesome. Yeah, that is great. And like you said, it does help. It helps kids prepare for that global, being a global citizen. And a lot of other countries, they do that. They have people who speak 3-4 languages sometimes, and in the United States, for some reason, we just speak one. So,
We've been kind of a little bit bullheaded when it comes to that part of it. And it's nice that you have some of these new tools, these AI tools and that coming up with earphones and so forth. But just knowing to be able to do it on your own is just a key advantage for them.
Yeah, and I'm sure with other languages, it's just like in Wisconsin here. We go up there north and we speak a little different there, but
You think we do?
So learning with people who actually natively speak the language, it helps because you can pick up on some of those nuances you wouldn't usually pick up on.
Correct.
Well, cool. Well, what else you guys got to talk about? Since we got 3 of you in here, you got lots of good news for me, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so we've been busy. We've been preparing for our state assessments, which will be coming up in March.
Okay.
So that's kind of a big task right now, just getting ready for that. So we actually have our spring break coming up, and then the 9th, 10th, and 11th graders will come back, and on March 18th, they'll be taking their pre-ACT and ACT tests. And then the following week, we'll have our elementary students start their state testing, and then the week after that is our middle school. So we are in full swing with that, and we always just encourage our kids to, get plenty of rest and, eat a good breakfast, and just we encourage them, and we know they're going to do a fantastic job because our staff are working, super hard to make sure that our kids are prepared and ready to go. So that's kind of one thing in my world, at least, that's coming up that we're definitely has heightened awareness of. So.
Yeah. And that's pretty much all the state, though, too, when it comes to ACT. It's the same day for everybody. Yeah. So everybody's preparing for that. Yes.
Kind of that window.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we talked a little bit earlier that our boards, our TVC boards, have approved an earlier calendar for next year's start. So we're looking at our transition days for our students starting on August 18th and regular school really starting on August 20th next year. That allow us to have more teaching days, gives us a little bit more breaks in between because we have to have so many days in our calendar, right? We talked about that. But then this will allow us to actually be completed with school prior to Memorial Day weekend next year in the 26-27 school year.
Wow.
So we're all in it and we're ready to go.
Yep. When the kids get a little earlier too, so that's kind of nice because especially I think spring it's that tougher time for kids to pay attention in school when it starts getting nice out. They're looking outside more often than anything. That getting out a little earlier will be nice for them.
Well, and we start. Let's be honest. We start athletics super early.
Oh yeah.
First week of August we start football, and there's always games. There's like 1 or 2 games prior to school starting. Well, we're going to bridge that a little bit more. I know it has some complications for some of our staff because they were planning on the regular schedule. So we're just going to work with our staff and make sure that we can accommodate those pieces. But then from that point forward, as long as we have the waiver from the state, and then we're going to continue to do that process.
Yeah. Great. Well, very cool. You guys got lots of good information for me this morning. I think I talked, whoever was in last week, I can't remember right now. Maybe it was Lynn, but I think we talked about that too. And it looks like everyone is on board. So it's cool that that all these different schools are working together like that.
Yeah, we're trying to work a little bit more tighter together, be more efficient. Truly with the TVC, we're looking at how do we tighten up our tech ed areas so that we're not replicating certain classes and that we can move kids along a little bit deeper into those areas. How do we open up more of our college courses at Arcadia and really help our kids just progress into that first career or go into a technical college or college beyond so that they're prepared and ready to go.
Yeah, that's great. And what else you guys got for me today? Anything else you want to cover before we let you go?
No, we just got to get to spring.
I know.
I'm done.
I'm so
I didn't have to. I woke up, but I'm like, okay, that looks good in Arcadia, and then everything else is just like, and we talked about it. Lacrosse ended up with 10 inches. Oh, good. They can have it, right?
Yep.
But spring needs to come. That's for sure.
Yep, that's me too. The other day I was talking on the weather report. I was saying, it's just gonna be a little rain overnight, and I woke up to snow. I'm like, well. Got that wrong.
Yeah. Well, and it's the other thing too is like wrestling is going into girls. It's girls sectionals tonight for wrestling, and then tomorrow is the team sectional for boys wrestling. You got to look at next week is state for wrestling, and then but team state is actually going to be in lacrosse this year, so that changes.
Okay.
So the individuals for girls and boys will be at state next weekend, and now you're looking at. Girls regional starting next week in basketball. Boys will start. So that season is upon us. And then right after that, mid-March, you're into spring sports.
Yeah.
Here we go. So you don't really get that break and good for the kids. I'd have to say in Arcadia, we've had some really good seasons. We had a great fall season. We've had a great winter season for our girls, our boys, everything in our wrestling. So I hopefully everybody else in their schools have the same, and that good luck to those athletes overall.
Yep. It's going to be a fun time. And I know we're going to be doing a lot of coverage of the basketball games and stuff going on, so we're excited about that too.
And can't forget music because their accidentals are going to Twin Cities for a competition. So, and whoever else has that competition, I think GET is going, so forth. So, whether they're in the fine arts or whether they're in athletics, good luck to everybody that's having a piece this weekend. So
that's great. Well, with that being said, that's the best note to end on. So good luck, everyone. Thank you, ladies, for coming in. Hopefully we'll see you all back here soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to get back into the hits here at WHTL.
102.3 WHTL.